The team started going really good. But in round 5, within 4 or 5 seconds left in the game, I went to pivot. I had the football. I went to pivot just lightly, and my knee just completely gave way. And I snapped my ACL. I tore my MCL, my LCL, my PCL, and I split my meniscus. So I needed surgery. I didn't have any money. I was getting paid to play football at the time, but I didn't have any money from anything else. So I had private healthcare. Public healthcare
in Australia.
In Australia, but there was a waiting list for that, and it ended up taking 2 years before I would have even been able to get the surgery done. In between that time, I ended up, because I remember being at the doctor's. The doctor said to me, he's like, "Kid, have you been walking?" And I'm like, "I've been running around." And he goes, "Your knee is like messed up." He's like, "You shouldn't even be walking right now. Like, we need to get surgery." And I'm like, God damn it. So I remember leaving, and I was waiting for my mum to pick me up, and I'm just sitting there with my head in between my legs, and I'm like, okay, the football and the martial arts is over for the moment. Just let it go, which was really hard because I was, especially with the football, I was really enjoying the football. And I was like, just let it go. Okay, what can I do now? What can I do that I'd enjoy, that I was getting the same out of that? And I was like, okay, acting. I've always wanted to do acting, but I've never really applied myself. So I was like, hey, that's what I'm going to do. I spoke to my little brother. He had a friend who was an actor and had an agent. He asked the friend to ask the agent if he wanted anyone else to represent. I got a meeting with that agent. We got along really well, and he took me on. I ended up getting I was very lucky. I got a small role in Jack Irish, which is a series starring Guy Pearce, and then after that, I got approached.
That was in Australia?
That was in Australia. Cool. And then after that, I got approached by a director, Timo, who was directing a movie called Iron Sky, The Coming Race. And he'd already shot a movie in, I think, 2007 called Iron Sky, which did really well in Europe. And he sent me a message on Facebook. It's so weird because
Where's Iron Sky? Is that on Netflix? Or?
It's on Netflix now in America.
Check it out.
Yep. Iron Sky, The Coming Race. And he sent me a message, and he's like, "Hey, Kit, are you an actor as well as a director?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just an actor. I did at the time on Facebook, you could just put actor/director." And he's like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "Well, I'm shooting a movie at the moment, or I'm shooting a movie soon called Iron Sky, The Coming Race. And we're shooting in Europe, and you look exactly the way I picture one of the leads. Would you be willing to do an audition?" And I'm just thinking to myself, like, who is this dude? Is he like a student or something like that? And and I looked up his name on IMDb, and I'm like, oh my God, he's a real director. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, of course I'll do an audition. So he sent me a scene. I did an audition. They really liked it. Nice. And they sent me another audition. And then they really liked that one. And then I had a meeting with them over like Zoom or Skype or something. Nice. And him and the producers. And then he had to just convince the producers because I was very fresh to acting, but they took a chance with me. And then I went over there and I did that movie. I had to do an American accent as well, which was really hard for me. So I did that.
Let me hear the accent.
Okay, I'm going to have to get into it a little bit. Sometimes takes me a little bit of time, but
wow.
But I went and did the movie, and I'm doing an American accent as an Australian, and I've never done that before. So
I was like, "Whoa, who's this guy?"
I'm a little stiff, but after a while, it took me like 2 months to get going on that. But yeah, I did that movie, and that was great. I got paid, I think, $53,000 to do that, which was awesome. And then I used that to get my knee fixed, and not just get my knee fixed, but because I had to pay for it myself, but also just to be able to survive while I was getting my knee fixed. So I did that, which was great. And then I realized, well, the acting is going to take a while, so I need to really utilize my jiu-jitsu financially to be able to sustain, until the acting's ready. And that's where I brought out the jiu-jitsu programs.